Welcome to The Profit Partner, where we help to grow six-figure businesses in 12 months or less. My name is Cheree Warrick, and I am The Profit Partner. And I'm so excited today because we are going to discuss internet marketing with one of my friends and someone that I really, truly admire, Mr. Dan Kolansky of GoKolansky LLC. Welcome, Dan, to the program.
Thank you very much for having me on. I'm very excited about this.
Great. And you know, internet marketing is so important today for us as entrepreneurs. We're always trying to get the edge, and one way to do that is through the internet. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with internet marketing. Well,
to tell you a little bit about that, I'd have to back up a little bit past my life, back to my father's life. He has been very big at ExxonMobil, or when he joined Exxon Research and Engineering. And he joined and was able to work with them in their computing department, which transferred over to me, and I got into computers at a very young age. And by 1998, I had my own web page up on the web, which was a little bit past the beginning of the internet, but it was my first taste of working online. And by 2003, I was running my own internet community called rogueskies.net, which was very cool.
Rogueskies.net? What
Yeah.
did they do?
We did a lot of creative writing, art, 3D animation. Yeah, we turned out a trilogy of novels.
Wow.
Which was a lot of fun, yeah. And we did this all through the internet. Most of us had never met in real life. And that was really my first real taste of internet marketing, when people started finding my website. At that point, it was by accident.
Right.
But now, now I've been able to go back and kind of review what happened that attracted people to that website. Yeah, it got pretty big for a while.
Wow. How big did it get?
We had about, at its height, I would say there was about 200 members.
Wow, fantastic.
Subscribed on the forums.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it was incredible. It was quite an experience. So
Great, great. And the interesting thing about the internet is it connects us so much globally. We are able to communicate with people in Europe and in Africa and in Australia and in Latin America with just the click of a mouse. So it's very interesting that you're mentioning the fact that you did a trilogy of novels, because one thing we're going to talk about later on is team building online, which is huge for you, I know. So tell us a little bit about internet marketing, though. What is it exactly, and how can we as entrepreneurs take advantage of it?
That's a really good question. A lot of entrepreneurs, not even just entrepreneurs, but people believe that internet marketing is the same thing as website design. That's not true.
It's not.
Website design is the technical creation of a page that you put up on the web with information and all of that stuff. That's website design. It's a work of art. Internet marketing, while also technically a work of art, is how do you get a web page broadcast on the internet? How do you get it in front of the people that are searching on Google? How do you get it in front of the people even on Facebook or LinkedIn or MySpace or YouTube or any of that stuff? How do you use the internet to get people to the page that was designed by the web designer?
Exactly.
And that's what internet marketing is.
Okay.
It's a subset of working online.
Of working online. So basically the key word is marketing. It's
Yes.
How do you get noticed online? I don't know how many websites do you think there are today? I know probably billions, right?
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Billions of websites. So we need to get noticed to our target market, just like we are trying to do offline. If we're going to a networking event or something like that, we want to have our target audience actually approach us and say, I want to work with you. And that's pretty much the same thing we're trying to do online, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the tools that we should be using in order to get noticed?
Oh, that's a good question. You're going to hear.
I ask all sorts of good questions.
Yeah, I can tell. I think you're going to hear a lot of buzzwords in this answer, but one of the major ones right now is blogging.
Okay, tell us what blogging is.
That's a big one. Blogging, in its infancy, was just about chronologically archiving your life online. I don't think that that's really what people want to do today as far as marketing your business. But when you're trying to market your business, blogs can be very good in the sense that you can chronologically put up information and articles that are relevant to your target market. So it's, in a sense, you're giving them a little bit of free help to encourage them to take advantage of your services.
Right. It's kind of like showing your expertise to your target market so that they can think, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, and it's amazing in the sense that small businesses actually will do better at this than larger corporations, because small businesses, you know, if you're the head of your company and you're the best at what you do in your company, even if you have several people working under you, if you're writing a blog and you're building a persona online that people can follow, you're almost setting yourself up to be a celebrity in your market. I mean, several bloggers that I know of have as many as 25,000 people following their blog.
Wow.
And so every time they post an article, it goes boom out to all of them.
Wow. Can you give us an example? Because I'm a big proponent of modeling. Who's an example?
I'll give you a great example. There's a gentleman online named Yaro Starak.
You have to spell that for us.
And that's Y-A-R-O-S-T-A-R-A-K.
Okay.
Yaro Starak runs a website named Entrepreneur's Journey. And if you search for that in Google, you'll find it. It's also entrepreneurs-journey.com.
Okay.
And his blog has several thousand people following him. I think he broke 5 digits on his subscription. And if you go to his website, you can actually see he shows how many people are following his blog.
Wow.
And he, at the moment, I actually just had the good fortune of speaking with him recently. He is currently in Canada, although he came from Australia, and just recently he's been able to use his blog to kind of let himself travel around the world because, you know, his business is wherever his computer and his internet connection is.
Wow.
And he's used blogging to create quite a reputation online with people, and he teaches people how to blog.
Wow.
Great. So if you want to learn, then that's a guy. That's definitely one of the guys to talk to.
That's one of the guys outside of you, and I know that you're going to be teaching us that. What are some other tools that we should look at as far as learning how to market online?
Learning how to market online. The best way to get into it is to get near the people who are doing it. In that sense, I know I might be jumping the gun a little bit on this, but there is a challenge that's going on currently called the 30-Day Challenge, and it kicks off August 1st, but it goes every year, and it's run by a major internet marketer named Ed Dale, who's also Australian. I'm still trying to figure out the connection between the Australians and the internet marketing thing.
You know why? Because their day starts earlier than ours. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's it.
All right, I got a question answered tonight.
Glad I could help.
Yeah. But he runs a thing called the 30-Day Challenge, and that is the absolute most beginner level you can actually get with internet marketing. And he shows you all the tools in chronological order that you need to know to get started. After that, like I said, I mean, it's getting into internet marketing is really about getting into programs that teach internet marketing because the tools change.
Constantly, right?
Yeah, you hear about working with the internet, how the internet changes a lot. 12 months on the internet is very much like 12 years offline. I mean, so much can happen, rise and fall at the drop of a hat. I mean, you know, 5 years ago, who was talking about Google?
True. Even though I wish I owned it.
Yeah,
but you know, right now, I personally am using LinkedIn, and I know that, you know, people either use LinkedIn or Facebook or MySpace. Those seem to be the three big social media. And I was reading an article earlier today that talked about people really branding themselves using these media. It's just like Amazon.com. Authors who were not able to get, you know, published by traditional New York publishers, now there's Amazon. Anybody can write a book and put it on there now.
Yes.
So I think the internet has really broken down barriers for people that have products and services. Tell us a little bit more about, I'm going to talk a little bit more about LinkedIn and Facebook, because you had mentioned that before. How do we use those tools in order to market ourselves?
The neat thing about social media. And I guess you kind of have to cue in on the word social. It's about making connections. So if you know anything about networking, then you can apply it online. It's about getting to know people. It's about being able to communicate with people. The internet has made it a big thing because you can do it with more people than you could offline. Because, I mean, how many people can you sit down and have lunch with in a day versus how many people can you talk to on maybe Facebook Instant Messenger or ask questions and answer questions on LinkedIn. You can communicate with so many more people and build so many more good, high-quality relationships online versus what you can do offline, that those tools become very useful at keeping in touch with people you know, finding new people that are in the fields you want to get into or work with. And in that sense, social media is very much about building relationships with other people. And
now I heard, again, interesting, as I was doing research earlier today, that MySpace has been responsible for more artists breaking out as far as music and I guess other types of artists breaking out than the traditional record industry, because now everyone can have a site on MySpace. You know, it's totally, it's free and available, and then people are able to find you. But let's talk a little bit more about traditional businesses. I was speaking earlier today with a good friend of ours. I'm going to give her a little shout out, Wendy Shepard of Fitness Together. She has a fitness gym. And one thing that she was telling me earlier today was the fact that a lot of people look for her at 1 o'clock in the morning when they're sick and tired of being disgusted with their body, and they say, okay, I want personal training now, because that's what she does. How can some traditional offline businesses use internet marketing? Because we definitely don't want people to think this is just a technical thing where you have to be so technical. We really want people to think, no matter if they're, you know, have a bakery or doing personal training or whatever offline business, that they can still use internet marketing. So would you comment on that?
Yeah, I think I can do that for you. Using internet marketing to market a traditional business is a process and something that you need to be patient with. But what you can do is, and like I was mentioning a little bit earlier, talking about how information is the currency of the web. If you have information to give, then you can leverage that to make money, to publicize yourself, to do things like that. So oftentimes traditional businesses, especially in the small business arena, specialize in a certain area. And if you can share your expertise with other people through the internet, you can use that to kind of encourage them to come your way and work with you. You can do that, as I mentioned earlier, through blogging. You can do it through asking and answering questions on LinkedIn, since you mentioned LinkedIn. And many, what you can do is leverage social media websites to attract people back to, say, you have your own website. In this case, you would need your own website, but technically you don't. You don't have to have your own website to be able to use the internet to leverage your business. You can just create a profile on LinkedIn and then point people back to that. Or you could create, if you're a band, you create your MySpace page, and then you stick some of your sample songs up on the MySpace so people can come and they can listen, they can friend you and follow you, and if they do that, then they can keep in touch with you on what's happening next. I mean, if you send out an announcement to all your friends on MySpace that you're releasing a new CD, everyone's going to get it in their email. And I think that's the coolest thing about it, in the sense that you can build a massive amount of relationships and following with people. And so using it as far as traditional businesses, it's almost about creating an online branch of your business where you attract people through sharing bits and pieces of what you do with them.
Great. Now, you mentioned Ed Dale, and you mentioned the 30-day challenge. Tell us, because I'm part of your team, I really do believe in teamwork. I believe that, you know, we need to use our strengths, and what Laurel Langmeyer says is hire our weaknesses out. So you've developed this team, and I've sat with you last week, and you had, you know, a couple of guys that were very technically inclined, and then some of us who are like, I have no clue. how to do internet marketing. Tell us a little bit more about the team that you're assembling for the 30-day challenge, and just about the 30-day challenge itself. I guess we need to start with that.
Yeah, the 30-day challenge is an amazing way to get into internet marketing. As I mentioned previously, the goal of the challenge is obviously to make your first $10 online.
And number one question, people say $10. That's not a lot of money.
Yeah, but if I told you to make $3,000, would that be a little more intimidating?
Yes.
In 30 days.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, you know nothing. You have 30 days. Go make your millions. A lot of people who participated currently at this point in time, I believe 9 people who participated in the challenge 4 years ago are now millionaires.
Wow.
Out of the 30-something that participated.
Wow.
Many more are full-time. So it was amazing how it kind of opened the doors for a lot of them. Now, you don't have to be wanting to go into internet marketing full-time to participate, obviously. But it just goes to show how effective the challenge really is. But what it does is it kind of takes you through step by step of the very basic beginnings of what internet marketing really is. And it shares with you some of the tools to be able to use, like we mentioned, social media, leveraging social media. In previous years, Ed Dale has worked a lot with blogging and sharing information online. As I've talked about, you know, information is currency.
Right.
You can use that to get what you want.
Right.
And that I'm sure as the challenge begins to unfold this year, because he hasn't shared all the details yet, we will find that it's going to follow in a similar pattern with a different method. But it's the same overall general idea. As far as our team is concerned, Nova eBusiness, which if you go to novaebusiness.com, you can check that out.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do for the team here in Northern Virginia is share technical expertise with the team, because as far as my personal skills are concerned, they're more towards the technical side and less towards the marketing side. As much as I want, you know, I'm breaching into that and learning a lot about it. I'm able to help people, especially some of the more marketing oriented, such as yourself, learn the technical side of things.
Right.
And through that, as you said, kind of hire out my weaknesses.
The marketing team, the marketing side of it, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there are a couple of people that are working with us. There's one woman that does video. Again, a couple of other technical people that really understand internet marketing and search engine optimization. So
yeah,
I think we have a powerful team here.
We really do. I think, you know, my goal is to get every single person on our team through the challenge.
I think that's a great goal, which is everybody makes at least $10.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the bar minimum. As we talked about last week, we're setting some goals on, you know, let's see if maybe we can get everyone to make $100 in the 30 days.
That was, of course, my idea.
This is true. This is true.
I think big, but like you said, 3,000 would be too much. But you know, for some people, if they just sold one woman that's doing telephone systems, we were talking about that. Just one product for her is worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly. So. Again, what we were talking about is that if you have a local business, you were saying that sometimes those are even better than trying to formulate something else.
The internet is worldwide, but targeting local business is probably easier. Not probably, it is easier than it would be to target, say, so let me give you an example. I also do computer repair. So if I just try to get into, let's say I'm trying to target Google, get the keywords computer repair. So if someone types that in, then I would show up on first place. Fortunately, I'm not there yet.
But you will be.
Call me in a year. But that keyword would be a lot harder to capture than, say, if I typed in Fairfax computer repair. Because how many people are trying to get Fairfax computer repair versus the plethora of one-man crews all the way up through
the computer
thousand,
geek and all of that.
Yeah, like Geeks on Call or whatever.
Yes.
So then targeting local business would become much easier for me. Plus, you know, as much as I do remote service, at least for me, if I was going to target local business, then that would work out better for me in the long run as far as my business is concerned. But
yeah, Yeah, and then going back to thinking about LinkedIn, using LinkedIn or Facebook or MySpace to build that community, and then as you have new products or services that are unfolding, you're able to really, tell your community and have them be loyal brand followers of your business.
Definitely, and even just of me personally, or of you. I mean, you have your own connections online, and you create this profile that people can follow and quickly be able to communicate with all of them. It's really quite amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what additional things will this team challenge actually help us with?
Okay, well, the challenge itself is the beginning of a journey. 30 days is barely enough time to pull anything off as far as starting a business or starting a marketing campaign, as you would assume. 30 days is enough time to just get started planning, and then also get into actioning that plan, just barely getting started with it. So then once the 30 days is over, then you can continue with it. And you can build, assuming you're doing it to promote your business, then you build a new stream of customers. If you're doing it to get an extra stream of income, then that's another way to do it. A lot of people use internet marketing just to market other people's products. And they build up spending money. Or some of them build up their whole lifestyle based on that, such as Yaro Starik is one that has done that.
Right. Well, it sounds to me, again, like this is really branding. When we talk about offline marketing, we talk about branding. And what I would suggest people think about is, what do you want to be known for? And we talk about that offline, but let's talk about that online. Do you want to be the #1 computer repair company in Fairfax, Virginia? Then kind of creating your website and everything you're doing online to promote that brand. And I know that you're getting into membership websites and other things, but I was just throwing that out as an example.
No, that's definitely true. Actually, just to boost that example a little bit, I actually created an online blog about computer repair, and I was sharing information with the absolute beginner on how to use computers. And this was about 8 months ago, and at the time I wasn't really looking at internet marketing. I was really just more looking at my computer repair business. And when I did this blog, I did it, and it didn't turn out quite like I had hoped, and so I kind of got a little frustrated with it, dropped it. No more than a week ago, I checked this blog's statistics, and just a little bit that I had done, I was getting 500 unique views a month.
Wow.
500 people were being introduced to me and my business just with the little tiny bit I had done. So I'm kind of revisiting that blog a little bit. But it's amazing how much you can use the internet to get in touch with people.
Right.
So exactly what you said.
Right, right. So any additional information you want to give us about the 30-day challenge?
The best way to get started is to come to the 30-day challenge blog, or to the Nova eBusiness blog. You can also check out the 30-day challenge, which is 30daychallenge.com.
Okay.
Spelled out, no numbers.
Okay.
But then also check out the novaebusiness.com website, and we are adding our own element. We're almost taking a life of our own, and just really taking this challenge by the horns.
Great, great. And any final words about internet marketing itself, things that people may be interested in knowing? Because one thing that I can say is, if you can make $10 online, you can make 100, you can make 1,000, you can make 10,000.
Make $1 million.
You can make $1 million, exactly. So with that, I think it's interesting that Ed Dale mentions, just try to make 10. Because from there you can take what you did to make 10 and grow it exponentially.
Yes.
Yeah. So any final words about internet marketing that people should know?
People, the trend that I have seen, at least in the world, is that you see something coming and you can jump on the train before it comes. Like, for instance, cell phones. There were a lot of people that thought that cell phones were the dumbest thing on the planet.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Internet marketing is coming. There's a lot of people who've gotten into it and been very successful, and there's a lot more getting in every day. And this is the time to catch the wave, to really be able to exercise it, because internet marketing is going to get flooded soon. And so now's the time to jump on the boat.
Right.
Because if you want to get known for what you do, then you need to get in before everyone else that wants to get known for what you do gets in before you.
Yeah.
And that's...
Again, it's like branding yourself. We were talking about
exactly.
that before.
This is a space that's filling up quickly, and so the goal is to get in now.
Right, right. And it reminds me of what T. Harv Eker says. T. Harv Eker is a multimillionaire business guru, and he talks about change bringing opportunity and quick change bringing quick opportunity. And one thing you said in the beginning of tonight's show was that 12 months online is like 12 years.
Yeah.
So if we're going to make our money online, we need to hit it hard and hit it fast, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And hit it again and again.
And again and again with the new tools that are coming out, because there's always new tools.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for being with us tonight. Again, it's novaebusiness.com. Yep. If you want to join the 30-day challenge, it's still not too late. No matter where you are, you can be a part of novaebusiness.com. We have people in Georgia and in other places across the United States, and we're actually doing a little bit of a documentary on it as well. So we thank Dan Kolansky so much. Come to his blog and post comments. And of course, I'm Cheree Warrick of The Profit Partner, where we help to grow 6-figure businesses in 12 months or less. God bless you and have a great evening.